Hey everybody, it's Dave Howitt with your Gearshift Moment. This Gearshift's a little longer than normal because it involves a story. I saw on Facebook this morning there was a Canadian study just published on child poverty on First Nations reserves. And, a little child grows up in poverty, sometimes they're more likely to interact with welfare and social services, and, it leads to a whole bunch of developmental and educational challenges. Anyway, a few years ago, I was standing at a train station waiting to take a train to an event I was speaking at. There was a lady in front of me. She had a backpack on and had some neat-looking quill work. So, remember Watch Your Weekend Challenge? Have you ever been to an RHB keynote? Pay somebody a compliment in third gear. So I said, hey, I really like your backpack. So she turned around, she smiled, she said, thank you. I said, is it First Nation? She goes, yeah. I said, are you First Nation? She goes, yeah. And I said, oh, where are you going? She goes, oh, I work at a treatment center. I'm going back to work. And I said, so how'd you get a job at a treatment center? She goes, oh, I used to be addicted. And she goes, a lot of people used to be addicted. When they break free, they go to work as counselors. I said, hey, that's kind of interesting. I said, so it gives you some credibility? And she goes, yeah. She goes, it allows you to empathize with the patients. And I said, so what percentage of people at your treatment center would be First Nation? She goes, probably 85%. I said, can I ask you a question? She said, sure. I said, why do you think there's so high a level of addiction among First Nations people? And she looked at me and she goes, you ever been on a reservation? I said, no. She goes, not much to do, eh? It's pretty boring. I said, okay. She goes, a lot of the kids, she goes, they've had problems. They've been abused physically or sexually. I said, okay. She goes, so put that together. You're a kid, you're in pain, and you're bored. And she goes, and you're 7 years old, this other kid comes along and he's got this plastic bag full of airplane modeling glue and says, hey, smell this. So you smell it and all the pain goes away. And all you see are beautiful colors and you feel really good. And I'm like, holy cow, who can relate to this? She goes, you want to hear something funny? I said, okay. She goes, my mother called me the other day and she goes, I was telling her about this game my patients and I play. And we play who was addicted to what. So they were asking me, were you addicted to marijuana? Were you addicted to cocaine? Were you addicted to OxyContin? And she goes, I was telling my mom about this game. And yeah, I was pretty well addicted to everything except OxyContin. And my mother went, yeah, you were addicted to that. She goes, no, I wasn't. My mother said, yeah, remember? She said, when you were 11 years old, you had to have that tooth pulled out. So we took you to the dentist in town and he gave you some white pills. And she said, do you remember after the pills ran out, you cried and cried and cried. You wanted me to take you back to the dentist so you can get some more white pills. Dear, that was OxyContin. And I'm thinking, holy cow, who can relate to this, getting addicted to narcotics from a dentist when you're 11 years old? Anyway, so that was my Gearshift moment that happened on a train platform one day. Just this very nice lady explained to me the whole concept of being in pain and being bored. And basically going down to a lifetime of challenges. Anyway, I hope that helps. Hope it gave you an empathy injection, and have a great week.